Hello, Auntie. Happy New Year. How are you? Are you fine? As soon as Rekha answered the phone, a sweet female voice came from the other side in waves. Oh, Shreya, is it you? I am fine. Are you fine? Happy New Year to you too, Rekha said, trying her best to fill her voice with enthusiasm. I am fine, Auntie. Is everyone at home well, right? I have been thinking of coming and meeting you for a long time. Perhaps she was asking permission to come to their house, but Rekha, like lighting a lamp on the side wall, replied. Then Shreya, let's meet in a while. You said I would go to my sister's house in Bengaluru for a few days. Anyway, I will do it myself another time. It was as if someone had rung the calling bell. Bye. She hung up the phone. How could innocent Shreya understand the Ramayana that was going on in their house? All four members of Rekha's house were always angry and annoyed with each other. The siblings Shrikant and Sri Lakshmi were on one side and Rekha's husband Siddharth was on the other. Rekha was in a state of anguish between the two, unable to leave anyone behind. If she took care of the children, her husband would be angry, and if she took care of her husband, her children would be even more angry. What could she do? Thus, seeing her son's mood, Rekha said, Look, Shrikant, girls are coming for you from all over the place. You are now of the right age for marriage. If you are a man, let's go see the girl. If you want, I should have brought a photo and biodata first. When the son did not object, he continued, Marriage should happen when it's appropriate for your age. Is it not nice that you have joined the workforce and are 4 years old? Oh my god, what's the rush now? Don't you have to find a good girl to marry into our family again? The son grumbled. Look, Shrikant, you should start looking at the girl first. Will everything be final just by looking at her? Until you say okay in every way, we won't give the green signal to the woman's side. So you'll choose the girl I like as your daughter in law. Yes, there's no question of continuing the conversation as long as you don't like her. In that case, I will choose the girl I say as my daughter in law. The girl you like, oh, then you look at the girl and bring her. And there's a girl. You should meet her sometime. I am not saying no. When will you bring her? Rekha said, making a face as if she were about to pout. She felt a little annoyed that her son had already chosen someone without waiting for the elder's permission. Whenever you say I will bring her, Shreya is also on the edge saying that she should come to our house. But what, Dad? I was waiting, not knowing how to tell you and Dad about this at home. She was relieved that her son was not waiting for the elder's permission to get married. Then she said, Okay, enough joking now. Tell me, Dad, what kind of girl should you marry? I am not kidding, Mom, Shrikant said, a little seriously. So you have decided to marry that girl. Rekha's words were filled with disappointment that they had no choice. Did a very innocent son who used to ask his mother for advice on everything college, courses, cars, etc., not need the help of his elders in this matter? Did he make the decision alone? But about the matter, Father, Rekha said in a slightly defeated voice. He won't agree that easily, Father. Do you know his nature? He sees that family, clan, tribe, horoscope, etc. should be respected. I don't know all that, Mother. Father, you have to agree. That's right. Who are they? He said as if to negotiate a little. I don't think they are ours, but vegetarianism is a guarantee. Her brother and father are all doctors. You should meet her once. Definitely don't say no to that girl. I have known her for 3 years. We have a deep love. I won't meet that girl directly without discussing the matter with your father. Shrikant, what if I just see it myself? You know that father doesn't approve of poor people. It's your job to get him to agree. Please, can you help me that much? After all, you are our beloved mother, he said and placed his head on her lap. While Rekha was proudly straightening his head, slowly dropped another bombshell. Amma, one thing is true, I want to marry her, but only her. Rekha was shocked to see the firmness in his words. If father and son turned on each other over this issue, who would be left in the middle? Oh God, what kind of storm is going to blow? She sighed. Then, in 2 weeks by 4 p.m., had finished her housework, made a coffee decoction, and was watching TV. At that time, the father and son, who had not left the office yet, and the daughter was still in the college, they were waiting for their turn. Meanwhile, the calling bell rang. When Rekha went and opened the door, Shrikant was standing in front of her. Is this Shrikant? You came so early. Are you okay? Do you have a headache? She asked curiously and made way for him to come in. Yes, I had come to another office here for auditing. I left because I finished work early. Shreya also works near that office. I talked to her and introduced her to you, and then I brought her here, he said, calling the girl behind him forward. Seeing Shreya, Rekha's gaze fixed on her. Shrikant's words that once you see her, you won't want to reject her seemed literally true. Her slim, lemon colored, attractive figure, a sharp, sparkling eye, silky long hair, a smile on her face, her beauty was captivating like a poet's imagination or a sculptor's sculpture. Shreya is indeed a beautiful girl. It's no wonder that friendship naturally developed between the two of them. If she had been a girl from our community, yes, that would have been great. But what should I do? I can't reject my son's choice out of the blue. If he had chosen her as his partner after so many years of association, she must have some qualities, Rekha thought, immediately remembering her masters and wondering how to convince them, but there was no time to sit and think now. This girl standing in front of her like a golden statue was going to be the daughter in law of this house in the future. She felt that she should welcome this girl who was going to become a member of her family with respect. She had just come to the house as a guest, and that too a girl that her son liked. Mummy, Shreya, come in. Rekha took her by the hand and made her sit on the sofa. She sat there for half an hour. Rekha brought her juice and gave her a crunchy and spicy avlaki. A formal conversation took place. Shreya, who behaved very politely, delicately, and with culture, had won Rekha's heart. She had no reason to not choose her son. I will leave, auntie. Telling this, she continued, it was very nice to meet you. I will come again sometime. You too with Sri Lakshmi definitely come to our house. Namaste. She fell at her feet and took her blessings and left. Rekha had been thinking for a long time about how to tell Siddharth about this matter and convince him. Finally, an opportunity came. Shrikant had gone to Mumbai for a week for office work. She thought that it was the right time when she was without a son to tell her husband about his love affair and marriage. How would his anger have turned if he had had a son in front of him? After a few days, she felt that if he had come in front of her, the intensity of his anger might have been less. She gathered all the courage she had and explained everything. After hearing everything, Siddharth's anger flared up as expected. Who is Shreya? Which Shreya? Are you also recommending him on his behalf? Because your son is dancing, he is still innocent, so don't you as a mother want to be responsible? Don't you want to think about his good and bad? He said. That's alright, but it is not wiser than anything to confront your son who has come of age. Shreya is the girl he admires, but he says he will marry her, she said pleadingly. He was a big man. Did you agree? Who is she from? Which clan? Tribe? Is it not pointless to get a horoscope? I will definitely not agree to this marriage unless the horoscopes match, Siddharth said, emphasizing the important point. Rekha really wanted this one moment to pass. Except for Siddharth, no one else in the house had such faith in horoscopes and Vastu. But if we thought of showing horoscopes to satisfy Siddharth, if by chance the astrologer said that the horoscopes did not match, then this marriage would be over. Even if the girl's family background, financial status, family honor, education, job, health, behavior were all good, they were not ready to give up on her horoscope. They were so confident in it. We have never met the girl's family, so how can we tell that what they are like right now? Our Shrikant has known this girl well for 4 years, so should not there be some typical quality or some special quality in that girl? Let's go to this girl's house and see for ourselves. I don't want to see anyone. Why do you need all this when they are not our people, not ours? Has it become that there are no girls in our tribe? He said angrily. Now the hot blood of boyhood. If you regret for what you did after a few years, time will have flown by. But how can we say that she is not good without going to see the girl and her family? Today's children don't listen to such advice. They have 100 reasons to say they are right, but we have nothing except horoscopes to say no to this marriage. So first let's go to their house and do the rituals. Rekha reasoned, thinking that if Siddharth meets Shreya once, his opinion might change. I don't want anything to happen to me after meeting anyone. He was getting angry. What? Why are you being so stubborn? The son who came to our hands is earning well in a good position. Will he just leave this marriage without saying no just because we don't want it? He will go ahead and register the marriage on his own. But what will you do then? Now the elders are asking for our consent out of respect. You should give consent to maintain your greatness and dignity. Rekha used her last weapon. Both of them have come of age. Also, the girl's family has compromised on the marriage. So let us agree they will get married grandly. Then we will become cheap in everyone's eyes. Rekha's words were not easy to dismiss. Siddharth softened a little and said, Okay, even if we give up other things, we definitely cannot give up horoscope. Make your son understand this properly. If he gets the horoscope match, then he will get married. Otherwise, definitely not. Okay, I will tell him too. These days, boys don't listen to such words. In the end, both of you don't be stubborn. I will be a fruit in the meantime. I don't know all that, Rekha. He must agree to this. A marriage like that without getting the horoscope matched. There are many things hidden in this. What if the girl has an Angaraka dosha, or if the in-laws have an Ashlesha nakshatra that is not suitable? We should not decide all this without looking back. Siddharth's faith in the horoscope was unwavering. Srikanth returned to his home in Mysore after finishing his trip to Mumbai. He sat him down and told him what Rekha's husband had said. Like his father, he immediately got angry. No matter what, is he not a worthy son for his father? I don't know all these horoscopes and all, mom. I don't even want that. So what they are saying is, don't the other good qualities of a girl count for anything? As soon as someone goes to a pandit and shows them some two papers and they say it's not compatible, will they just separate them forever without giving any value to the feelings of the living people involved? That's not the point. Just because of the horoscope match, the marriage is not done. You have to check the horoscope along with the other things, Rekha said, unable to let go of her husband. I don't know all that. I don't even want it, mom. Remember one thing, if I get married, it will be with Shreya and not with anyone else. Look, adding words to words and turning your face away while criticizing is not the answer to any problem. What if you take away all my words like this? There is no solution to this. If you are the North Pole and he is the South Pole, how can this have a happy ending? Whether you like it or not, I cannot support you by giving in to their side. If you insist that you will get married without the blessings of your parents, then nothing can be done. But when the entire family is not present for the joyous occasion, do you feel peace in your heart? If only the girl's family is present at the wedding ceremony and no one from the boy's family is there, and then would you like it? By the time she finished speaking, tears were welling up in her eyes. Both father and son did not speak directly. He did not want his words, and she did not want his words. Both of them would not stop scolding her. Her heart was aching as she played the dual roles of an ideal wife and an ideal mother. Would she not shed tears if she faced such a dilemma? He was worried that this problem would split his happy family into two. Did he need such a rift in this large family that had been his ideal for many years? What more could an ideal housewife want than to always want her family to be happy and united? Srikanth melted at the sight of his mother's tears. Mom, are you going to shed tears all this time? What should I do? Even though I am 28 years old, should I not take such a big personal decision of my life? Mom, we are not so mean as to flirt for 4 days and forget. Shreya and I definitely cannot be apart. Should we throw stones at this upcoming marriage by citing the trivial reason that her horoscope is not compatible? Shrikant comforted his mother, patting her back. That's not all, Shrikant, Rekha said, controlling herself. You have to wait patiently for a few more days. Let's work on convincing Papa as much as possible. We will find a way. But if you threaten that the marriage will take place even if it is a registered marriage and without our family, then I will lose the faith in the rituals I have given to both of you. If your parents agree to your marriage, then it is fine. Otherwise, what if they argue that they are your enemies? Only those who have experienced the pain of childbirth know. Oh, Mom, I didn't mean that, Mom. I am sorry, Mom, he said, holding his ear and trying to convince his mother. Rekha, Shrikant, Sri Lakshmi sat down and discussed again and again how they could find a solution to this problem. The Cold War in the house had reached its climax. Even though the father and son looked at each other, they did not say anything. Neither of them were ready to give up their position. While both father and son were at home, the house became a place of silence. After thinking about it, Rekha finally came to a decision. She thought that if she could do something and bring Shreya to the idols, she would find a solution to this problem. Shreya's personality was like that. Her appearance and inner nature would definitely impress those in front of her. Rekha believed that. She thought that even the idols could change their minds with this. She thought that she would think about the next ideas later. But how could she call Shreya to this house if the idols suddenly turned their backs on her? As soon as she had said that she was the same girl, it would be a disaster. She thought that it would be better to come up with something else. After discussing the matter with her son, Rekha asked Shrikant, is it possible to do something to make Shreya stay in our house for a week? How can that happen, Mom? How can her parents agree to send an unmarried girl to a stranger's house? What reason should we give to her keep her here? Her parents know everything about you, so take Shreya and them into confidence and tell us the truth here. Shreya loves you very much and will definitely not reject your words. Make her agree that she will be ready for this marriage only after getting father's permission. Tell her that our goal now is to make father agree. This will also show how much importance she attaches to this relationship, he said. Then, Mom, I will make her agree. She agreed to this matter. Let it be, Father. How will you introduce her in the future? Leave all that to me. Yes, one more important thing in this is that while Shreya is here, you will go to Mumbai or Delhi for office work. Take note of that and call her here. Then her family will not have any complaints about her daughter running around in front of a boy who has come of age. If by chance father overhears you two, our plan will be ruined. Agreeing, Shrikant told Shreya and her family about the matter and convinced them. Alas, Shreya's mother Vijaya hesitated, saying that her daughter should not have to stay at someone else's house. Then Shrikant told them that he was going to Delhi also. When Shreya assured her that she would not have to think about anything like while Rekha was there, her mother and father agreed. As expected, Shrikant made the necessary preparations for Shreya to come here after she left. At the same time, Rekha was introducing the matter to Siddharth. By the way, don't you know that Gauri is my classmate from Sagar? Yes, yes. Their own big move at our wedding. What happened to them? Oh no, nothing happened to her yet. She had called earlier without asking you. You made her promise. Don't make her angry again. Tell me the story. Her daughter Sanjana has passed the banking exam, completed her senior officer training in Bangalore, and is coming to Mysore for a posting. She will stay at our house for a week until she gets a place in the hostel here. I thought, okay, it doesn't matter, right? Besides, I didn't even know that Shrikant was leaving for Delhi. I accepted that the idea of moving in front of a boy who had come of age was wrong. Okay, no. Okay, when will she come? Maybe tomorrow, Rekha thought, thinking that half of her plan had been successful when he agreed without any hesitation. Shrikant was also happy when he heard about it. The next day, they eagerly waited for Shreya to arrive. She arrived at their house straight from the office. When the calling bell rang, Rekha came and delayed to open the door. Then Siddharth himself came and opened the door. They were amazed to see the charming and beautiful young woman standing in front of them holding a suitcase. They could not help but stare at her for 2 minutes without blinking. There was a feeling on their face that such a beautiful girl would come to that house as their daughter-in-law. Who did you want? Uncle, I'm Sanjana, she said, bending down and falling at his feet. Come in, he said, making way for her to come in. Shreya, who came in, hugged Rekha warmly. She consoled her with great love. Oh, their friendship must be very old, so Siddharth went to find his papers. Rekha took Shreya and introduced her to her daughter Sri Lakshmi. Sri Lakshmi did not even know that Shreya had come as Sanjana. So naturally, she was immersed in the joy of having a new friend. Another single bed that was kept for guests in her room was put for Shreya. Shreya naturally became friendly with Sri Lakshmi. Shreya, who kept her suitcase and other things in Sri Lakshmi's room, went to the attached bathroom to wash her face. Rekha, who had served coffee in the hall, gave both the girls a kodubale and coffee and started enjoying it there. Later, after everyone watched TV for a while, Rekha started mixing the flour for the chapati and preparing the beetroot for the beetroot salad for the night's cooking. Shreya came and talked to her on her own, forcibly took the beetroot from her hands, peeled it, and started grating it. After she finished the beetroot, she started adding flour to the chapati. She did not realize that the cooking work was finished while she was talking. Rekha liked her friendly and cooperative attitude very much. When everyone sat down for dinner in the evening, Rekha served the salad she had prepared and the chapati salad preparing for praising her help very much. Auntie, you are praising me with pride because I am your friend's daughter. I have never done such a big help, she said humbly. Siddharth, who was closely observing Shreya's every activity, also felt proud. While they were sleeping at night, the couple kept talking about the guest who had come to the house. This girl Sanjana seems to be very good. Your friend has given her good manners. She is well informed, elegant, educated, and doesn't need to ask for beauty. Siddharth's praises did not stop. Rekha felt like she had won. Shreya, who had the habit of waking up early in the morning, brought flowers from the yard, tied a neat garland, and prepared them for the puja. While Sri Lakshmi was pouring water in front of the house, she rushed over and drew a rangoli as a gesture. She helped Rekha cook breakfast and went to take a bath. When both the girls finished their tiffin and left with their lunch boxes, the elderly couple waved to both of them, considering Shreya an old member of the house. After coming home in the evening, she would discuss current affairs, politics, sports, and current affairs with Siddharth. She would play carom chess with Sri Lakshmi and also help her a lot with her college project report. She was also Rekha's right hand woman in the kitchen. Siddharth himself used to say that her daughter would learn a lot from that girl. Since she had all the qualities that an ideal daughter in law should have, he decided that she should be his daughter in law, and no one else. Shrikant would call Shreya or Rekha to find out about the daily news going on in the house. He was very satisfied to know that father was very impressed with her. No one noticed that Shreya had come and spent a week there. When she said that she would not get admission in the hostel and would leave, they were really disappointed. Both the elders wished her with all their hearts that she would come often. Even when she was bidding her farewell, she sobbed as if she was parting from her own sister. Girls should be like this. After Shreya left, Siddharth said, girls from a cultured family are like this. Look, we need a girl like this for our Shrikant. Look, Siddharth said excitedly, remembering Shreya. Why a girl like this? Why can't it be her? Rekha asked softly. So, is this marriage possible? Is it possible that our Shrikant will approve of Sanjana's relationship? Why not? Somehow we should make our Shrikant meet Sanjana. You know what a good girl Sanjana is. In such a situation, Shrikant will forget his stubbornness even after seeing her. She may not be a girl from our community, but for that, Siddharth continued slowly, I can't say no. You do one thing. Tell your friend to send her daughter's horoscope immediately. If it matches, then we can arrange for Sanjana to meet Shrikanta. Again, what if I don't have a horoscope? Why would I leave such a good girl for such a small reason? Rekha stared at Siddharth and said, when I hear stories of girls who have recently married in our family, I see the same thing everywhere. No daughter-in-law is as good as our Sanjana. Sanjana's beauty, intelligence, good work, adaptable nature, good manners, where do they get all this from? Another important thing is that all these marriages took place after the horoscope was favorable. Many of these girls have tied their husbands around their little fingers and have not lived in their in law's house for even 3 months and have set up a separate house. Some girls who go to work have arrogantly reduced their in laws to nothing. Sanjana, despite having such a big job, has gotten along with everyone so easily and has become a family girl. I wonder if our Sri Lakshmi will get good name like this tomorrow. Now tell me, would you leave such a good girl knowingly when you have such golden butter at home? What do you have to wander all over the village for ghee? What you are saying is right, Siddharth said with a smile. Sanjana is truly a rare girl like Aparanji. You will lose such a good girl every time you see her. But what will you do? Don't you want to check your horoscope? That's what I'm saying too. You should also note one more thing. Like in all cases, we are not seeing a new girl here. Our son has stood on one foot saying that he will marry the same girl he has never seen before. When we have found this Sanjana like a rope that he has been looking for, why should we give a chance to that Shreya, the chosen one of his son? We have not seen that girl before. There is no guarantee that she will be equal to our Sanjana. Rekha shot her last arrow. Siddharth fell into a deep thought at these words. Rekha fell asleep peacefully, confident that her husband would take a decision in her favor. As expected, Shrikant arrived from Delhi the next day. After coffee in the evening, Rekha spoke up. Look, Shrikant, we have chosen a girl for you. You should marry her. Mom, I told you that day. Shreya, the son, laughed inwardly and sang. Look, leave all that behind. Your mother has seen a beautiful girl for you. Just marry that girl, said Siddharth. But first of all, the horoscopes have to be matched. Then everything else will be done, said Shrikant. Look, that girl is your mother's friend's daughter. We all saw that girl. You should also see the girl once. Then the rest. Another important thing is that the girl is very special. You won't find a girl like that again. Don't say no. Agree to the marriage. Don't say no to the horoscope now, he said with a smile. But father, I will marry the girl I like. Why should I marry any girl who doesn't have any horoscope at all? Can't I just marry the girl I like? Shrikant was stubborn. Meet Sanjana once, then we can talk about everything else, Siddharth said. Okay, he said, as if agreeing with displeasure, and got up from there and went inside. As he was leaving, his purse accidentally fell from his pocket. Unfortunately, at that moment, Shreya's photo, which was kept in it, fell on the floor on that Siddharth could see it clearly. Upon learning this, the mother and son looked at each other and were stunned. He turned the photo around with great interest. As soon as he recognized the face, he was immediately disgusted. This is it. Is it not this photo of Sanjana? How could this photo come to you? The mother and son stood there speechless. They had no idea what they would do if this situation arose. What could they say to appease him? Tell me again, Shrikant, how could this photo come to you? Daddy, this is Shreya. Shrikant, unable to lie any longer, told the truth. Rekha slowly walked over and stood next to her son. Means Shreya and Sanjana are the same. Rekha mumbled softly. Means you both are you not? You three have fooled me. You have made me a fool. That that's not it. Father, this was the only way left to get you married. This time Sri Lakshmi also came out of the room and got annoyed not knowing what was going on there. Suddenly Siddharth started laughing loudly. It was his turn to get annoyed. You three have fooled me not. I have fooled all three of you. That's how. Rekha looked at her son. Sri Lakshmi was about to scratch her head. I heard Srikant clearly 2-3 times when he called Shreya. She was in a hurry to submit the report there and came out of the room talking loudly because she couldn't get the network. The first day I didn't understand anything and got annoyed. When it was repeated on the second and third days, I realized what we were doing. I was also quiet thinking, let's see how this drama will continue. I already knew that Shreya is Shreya. Oh, why did you confuse us again? Shrikant asked. Yes, my son, if you are a son, I am your father. I was very impressed by Sanjana's behavior on the first day when I found out that she was Shreya. I started behaving with double care. When I felt completely agreed, I felt that there was nothing wrong with this marriage. Know one thing well, faith in any matter is not born in a day or left in a day. Even though I developed a lot of faith in horoscopes, it is not a matter of yesterday. I was brought up in a traditional environment since childhood. So, marriage without seeing the horoscope was beyond us. Although this faith has decreased a little as time has changed, I could not leave it 100%. I was afraid that if the horoscopes did not coincide, it was not good. But when I saw Shreya, learned about your love, and saw your ideal behavior of not getting married without the permission of the elders, my heart was filled with joy. If the parents do not agree, the modern youth of today, who are called donkeys, trample on the feelings of the elders, but you should not do that. You should convince the elders you should do this, especially since that girl came to someone else's house and stayed there and she has won everyone's hearts here. All this is possible only if Shreya truly loves you. In such a situation, how can your marriage fail? Whether you have a horoscope or not, since your minds are intertwined, no matter what problem comes up in the future, both of you will face it together boldly and will not give up on each other. After seeing Shreya so closely and understanding her, why should you bother about her unseen star and planetary conjunctions? Can the horoscopes confirm what you have understood by seeing her directly here? With all these kinds of logic, Sanjana, no, Shreya has decided that this house is the daughter-in-law. Everyone understood the matter clearly. Shrikant ran over and hugged his father. Thanks, father. Now it is clear that you have understood my mind well. I have to tell Shreya about this happiness right now, she said, dancing and leaving for her room. Rekha came and stood in front of Siddharth and said, look, if we consider the happiness of our children as our happiness, how happy they are. What is greater than the happiness of children? If everyone forgets the generation gap and understands each other like this, would not life be so beautiful? By the time she finished speaking, her eyes were filled with tears. Yes, thanks Rekha. Thanks to your efforts, I have come out of the guilty conscience of ruining my son's happiness. What else is wrong? Amma, will you cook sweets in happiness today? When Siddharth said, Rekha smiled. Together with Sri Lakshmi, they started preparing the festive attire. After so many days, the cloudy atmosphere in the house cleared and happiness and joy spread everywhere. Shrikant brought Shreya home to celebrate the occasion. Mummy, Shreya is here, he said as he welcomed her, and a smile of satisfaction spread across everyone's faces. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.